Here's everybody. Imagine the following scenario. You're a parent to a newborn and you join the local Facebook mom group to get some support from your fellow moms. On there, you see posts about the dangers of vaccines. You tell the doctor that you don't want your child to be vaccinated. Fast forward to your child's first year of school. All the local moms from the group have their kids in the same school, and many of them told the doctor the same thing. One of them comes in with a fever or starts to show a rash or even just some spots on their skin. Pretty soon, most of the children in that class have measles. They'll all probably live, but many suffer permanent damage. All of their lives have been endangered by a disease the U.S. thought eradicated only 20 years ago. Today, I'm going to try and convince you that children should be required to be vaccinated. However, first, I'm going to give you a couple quick facts. According to the World Health Organization, 2 to 3 million deaths each year are prevented because of vaccinations. With wider vaccination coverage, however, an additional 1.5 million deaths could be prevented. In Japan, in 1974, 80% of newborn children were vaccinated against pertussis. However, by 1976, that number had dropped to only 10%. In that same year, 1976, an outbreak of pertussis struck, afflicting 13,000 people and killing 41 of them. Now I'm going to jump right into a preview of my 3 main points. First, I've got myths and misconceptions about vaccines. And then I'm going to give you some graphs and visual data regarding vaccines. And then finally, I'm going to give you something to think about, appealing to your baser instinct of fear. So my first myth is that vaccines contain unsafe toxins. Parents are often concerned over the presence of formaldehyde and mercury in vaccines. However, according to the FDA and CDC, these substances are found in trace amounts and cause no harm. Furthermore, your own body produces more formaldehyde through metabolic processes than is found in vaccines. My second myth is that herd immunity protects unvaccinated children. While this is true, herd immunity depends on a large majority of the population being vaccinated. Obviously, if this vaccinated portion declines due to lower vaccination rates, herd immunity will become less effective or even non-existent. Furthermore, according to public health, some members of the population are unable to receive vaccinations, such as pregnant women, infants, and the elderly. Therefore, they rely on healthy members of the population getting vaccinated to protect them. My third and final myth, and one that is possibly the most misleading, is that vaccines cause autism. A former doctor named Andrew Wakefield published a study in 1997 claiming that the MMR vaccine was linked to an increase in autism rates in children. However, the paper was quickly discredited due to errors in the execution of his research and ethical violations. Later research was unable to reproduce his results and even indicated that autism may develop in utero long before the administration of the MMR vaccine. Now that I've debunked some of your misconceptions about vaccines, let me move into some visual data. So on the top left, I have a graph from the LA Times showing measles cases between 2000 and 2019. As you can see, between 2000 and 2011, we had relatively few cases of measles. But since the anti-vaccination misinformation has begun to spread, we've had several outbreaks, including the worst one so far this year, where we've had more cases of measles than any other year since 2000, and we're only halfway through. On the right, I have a visual aid from Wikipedia showing how herd immunity works. Right here we have a healthy population, but where no one is vaccinated. So when a disease is introduced, it's able to spread very quickly, and almost everyone gets sick. However, on the bottom, we have a population in yellow where almost everyone is vaccinated. When a disease is introduced, it's unable to spread because vaccinated people cannot catch the disease and they also can't spread the disease. So only one other person gets sick, as you can see. And then on the bottom left, I have a graph showing measles cases between 1950 and 2008. The measles vaccine was first introduced in 1950, and as it gained widespread use, measles cases dropped dramatically, becoming almost non-existent by 2008, proving that vaccinations do work to reduce the outbreak of measles. Now that you've seen the hard stats, let me hit you with some information that should scare you. So before the measles vaccine was developed, the US alone had 3 to 4 million cases of measles each year, including 500 deaths. At the peak of immunizations in 2000, measles was declared to be eradicated from the United States. However, after the spread of anti-vaccination misinformation, outbreaks have begun to occur again. Most children survive but are less susceptible to infection and may even suffer from brain damage, epilepsy, or chronic pneumonia as a result of the disease, all of which are entirely preventable through vaccination. Now that you're all getting scared, let's go over what I've talked about and shown you today. That's the last slide. There are many misconceptions about vaccinations, though they have been proven to be safe. And additionally, I showed you graphs emphasizing measles outbreaks and showing how herd immunity works. And finally, I tried to scare you guys by saying that lower vaccination rates are endangering children in this country and exposing them to serious illnesses which may kill or injure them permanently. Now that you've heard what I have to say, I have a couple questions for you. By show of hands, how many of you are going to write your congressman today demanding vaccinations be required in school, show up to the next rally, and get involved in the movement? All right, and how many of you are going to make sure your children get vaccinated or already have gotten them vaccinated? All right.